So I'm well, I'm good here.
Yep. All right, here we go.
You,
So, Yannick, welcome. We're back on Your Coach podcast. I'm with Yannick Lapierre, who is my massage therapist, and he's many other things too. So we're gonna talk today about running and what makes a good runner and what what he does to help runners get fast. And he's just a really interesting guy. And it's whenever I talk to him, I'm usually like kind of underneath him, like writhing in pain. So this will be nice to chat, you know, while you're not hurting me, but that's okay. So
I love it.
yeah, yeah. Nick, tell us first, like where did you come from? Like how did you get into running, or like what how did you get into sports kind of at a young age, and then and that led you to where you are now?
So first of all, hi John. I'm very happy to don't see your face like this on my table for a massage. But first of all, I want to say hi to everyone, whatever you are on your phone, on your computer. I'm a typical French Canadian, so probably you're gonna find some very big accent. But I will try my best for all of you to share my passion and with the word I know in English.
That
So thanks, John. And where I'm from, to start, I'm from Saint Bruno, South Shore of Montreal, maybe around 30 minutes. I grew up there. I grew up as a hockey player. I play elite level till my 20s. I was drafted in the Q League, they call Ligue Junior Majeure du Québec. So that was a big accomplishment for me. My first sports is hockey. That's where I learned to get out of my comfort zone, I would say. So it's a tool, like I'm passionate about endurance sports and running, but I learned a lot from hockey how to have perseverance, discipline, and consistency.
Yep.
That's the good word,
Yeah, yeah.
consistent. Okay, good.
All right. And so you said you played high level hockey in the Q till your 20s, and then how did you get into running?
That's funny because when I stopped playing hockey, one thing that I missed the most it was before a important game or like a tournament or whatever, that little spicy inside that you feel like nervous or anxious or whatever that usually makes me having a good game. I was a good hockey player when the game was important, but in running, I felt that same feeling. So I get hooked right away when I start to run. And how I start to run, it's pretty funny. I was in good shape. I was doing CrossFit, and my trainer in my CrossFit class asked me if I want to bet in 2 weeks, and no training in running, but he asked me if I want to bet $500 to do the marathon in 2 weeks in Montreal. But the little tweak there, it was with Converse shoes. So obviously I say yes because I was wanted that 500 big time, but I didn't realize that it was gonna be a painful moment for me because marathon or long distance running, I think you learn it when you do it, what kind of pain it is. I think I get the stairs. I was down the stairs by the back for like 2 3 weeks, but the worst was getting in the on the toilet. It was very hard. So, but I did it, and I win that $500. But after that, and I did 4 hours. It was such a painful moment, but whatever. It was cool. And after that, I was like, oh, yeah, I like the atmosphere and I like the feeling that I had that day. So I start to put more energy in it, and I became very fast, passionate runner for long distance. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. Yes.
So you did your first marathon with no training in Converse 4 hours, and then when you kind of hit your peak, assuming maybe you haven't hit it yet, but where did you end up? What's your fastest marathon so far?
My fastest marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I did it like after that 4 hours marathon. I started to really focus on running, and I did 2 hour 37 minute in Toronto, like
Mhm.
1 year and a half or 2 years after I really started running. But I'm very proud because I did it at 40 years old, so it's not so young, and I did it in a short period. Like but I have to say I really push. I went to Ethiopia, trained in high altitude with the best in the world. That's another thing, but it was a great experience. But after a while I noticed after that 2 years of pushing and all that stuff, my body went down. It was I push a little bit too much, and that's what I learned from running. You should respect the distance, and you should respect your body, because at the end, at one point, it's gonna catch you up. You gotta respect the body. That's one thing that running helped me to learn. It's like, but it's the running is the same in life. If you wake up every morning and you go run, and you put discipline, your total mindset in life will change, because every morning, like not every morning, but a lot of morning I wake up and I'm like, where the fuck I'm going? I don't feel to go run at all, but I go. Or I think after how I feel after my run, and it's no every run, I never come back from a run or a jog and I'm like, why the fuck I went there?
Yeah.
No, not at all. So and you know what? I think it's the endorphin that you
Yeah.
create with your body. And trust me, I tried few drugs in my life when I was younger, and endorphin is the best that I try, and it's the less expensive one. So everyone, get out and go run and come see me for a massage.
Yeah, that's it. So just 2 years. I didn't realize that it was that short of a time span. And I think at one point in there you were working at Boutique Endurance, right? Did you start
Yeah,
and work
yeah,
there a bit?
yeah. Boutique Endurance. It's funny because I had a clothing store. The name was called Casual. I had it for 22 years. I started that with my best friends of high school.
Hmm.
And for me, I was thinking it was the rest of my life. I would have that store and sell it to someone at 60 years old and
Yeah.
retreat. But it didn't end up like that. But yeah, I closed the store and it was a rough time. And I remember sending some CV, curriculum vitae, for finding a job. I was having to work to go work, and
Yeah.
it was around like I would say 6 months that I was running more seriously, if I can say.
Yeah.
And I sent an application on Boutique Endurance, and Pierre from there contact me, and he goes, "Give me find how I can say in English. He convinced me
Yeah.
to hire a guy like you with a lot of experience like this."
Mhm.
And my first word was like, "Look, I'm passionate. I fallen in love with running, and I want to know everything about running." And I stayed there for like 2 years. And I have to say, it was kind of my one of my worst part of my life. I was losing my shirt. I was having no more car. So I went there and I goes, I don't want no responsibility. I don't want nothing. I'm a great salesperson, and I want to know everything about running. And Pierre and Bert Barcelo
Yeah.
at the Boutique Endurance helped me a lot know everything about running and
Mhm.
the community, and the that sports as something so special. It's like and bike, you can stop pedaling and you're still gonna go, but in running it's like you gotta start to learn how your body feels to be in the good zone, because and you can't stop. If you're done, your legs are an acid
Yeah.
lactic,
Yeah.
it's gonna be the end and you're not gonna go back. It's finished. So it's very honest sports, and I really love it. And always gonna remember my 2 years at Boutique Endurance. I learned a lot. I met you there. I met a lot of great people, great runners, and simple people. Because in bike, sometimes I compare road bike with running. Road bike, you have your bike 10,000. You have your fucking helmet. Aerodynamic, like you're going and you're on the canal and you pissed off everyone on the Sunday. I find it's like you can flash a lot with road bike, but in running, you have your Garmin watch, t-shirt, and a short, and you gotta be very, very honest with you if you want to be a decent runner, whatever. Like, I always gonna remember one thing in Ethiopia. A guy did 4 times for USA. Abdi, sorry, it's a weird name at the end, but whatever. This guy,
Yeah.
what'd you say?
Abdi Abdulrahman, I think.
Well, it's exactly this.
Yeah.
This guy, I met him in Ethiopia, and I always gonna remember. He told me, "I'm jealous of you." I'm like, yeah, okay, because I'm in place like everyone's there for one thing, running.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, how? He goes, I can run. I'm injured. And I see you every morning leaving with a smile. And that time, it stays in my head what he says, and I realize one thing. It doesn't matter how fast you go, and I'm gonna come back with that endorphin at the end of a run. Everyone has it. You can run any pace. You're gonna feel great at the end of a run. So I was like, okay, so he has that high of a runner too, and that passion, and it always stays in my head because I was like, why is jealous of me? I was looking like a fucking culturist there. Everyone was like running like crazy, the best in the world, and I was there. Like it was a crazy experience just for a normal runner person like me to take the plane like for 25 hours and go to Ethiopia and the mountain and everything. It was quite an experience, and I'm proud because that's how I made. I like to push my limits and get out of my comfort zone, and it was a great experience.
How did you get connected with that? Like, was it Régent? Were you working with Régent at that point, or?
Yeah. Régent Chiasson used to be a great runner at the Canadian level, and how fast with Régent. I was like in my 6 months that I start run after my 4 hours marathon. And I saw that guy when I did that marathon with tattoos everywhere, but we crossing each other in some part on the course.
Yeah.
And after that, I saw a picture of him on internet, and I had him on Facebook. And he was at that time he was in Ethiopia. He was still competing, and I started to talk with him because I was the only one wake up at 5, and with the hour change in Ethiopia, he was like around 1 in the afternoon. So I was the only one to talk with him. So, but actually, he became one of my best friends. We talk almost every day still, and he still coached me since day one, and that's how I started. So that time, he goes, okay, what you do? I remember I was running with 5 pounds in each arms and put some weights, and he was like, okay, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. If you want, I will coach you. So I was his first athlete. So that's how it started. And after a few years, he was wanted to get back and he was wanted to have a good year. So we went together in Ethiopia, and what a great experience. I remember doing some clean, and Mo Farah was waiting for the bar. So I remember I was like, oh, okay. And the funniest part, if you look at Mo Farah at the Olympic on the track, he looks like he's 6 feet 100 pounds.
Yeah.
But this guy is probably I'm 5'8". Yeah. And he was like this. So he was like 5'3", 90 pounds, but legs still there. So it was quite an experience. The Dibaba sister was there. It was amazing. And another experience that I noticed in Ethiopia, how the running it's their national sports. we went to Addis Ababa with Mo Farah and with a couple of runners and everything. We went to the city because we're in the mountain, and Addis Ababa is the capital, and it was like 45 minutes driving. So we went there, and when people saw Mo Farah, it was like crazy. They're getting in the car, pushing. It's like everywhere, people coming, and it was crazy. But after that, I noticed, I was like, okay, if you put Mo Farah on St. Catherine Street walking, probably you, me, few fellas gonna, it's Mo Farah, like, but nobody's gonna jump on his car or ask for signature or whatever. So it was funny to, but if you put Piqué Subban in the middle of St. Catherine, people's gonna go, like, or whatever hockey player, because it's our national sports. So anyway, it was some great experience, great realization of like the culture, how they, why they are the best in the world, and I learned a lot from that. I passed a month and a half there, and I learned a lot. I was in a period I was don't know where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do, but I was having a passion. I was love, and I still love. I've just come back from running, and I still love it. I just like, and I don't mind about like any race or like competition. I don't give a fuck about that, because I used to drive with this, but I notice more I get old, I think it's post-traumatic syndrome. It's like that nervousity, like anxiety before a race or whatever, that I was loving it, that I was loved when I was young, playing hockey, make me live. More I get older, I find it's like I less. I'm not looking for that drive anymore. I have other things to do in life, and I find like I run. I would say I started running for compete or whatever, and when I say compete, like I was a good local runner, like, and you put in perspective, like, I'm not gonna play NHL, or I'm not gonna be at elite level worldwide. So for me, my perspective about running now, it's like every morning that I get out, it's a little win. Every time I do a workout, like I'm like, whoa, okay, because now I'm 48 years old and I'm still in good shape. But I just love running. It's such a great sport for head and the body, the soul. I think it's a way of living now for me, less than in COVID, some people are like, they stop running because no no event. I'm like, you don't run for the good thing. You should run for your health, for your mental health, and that's it. For me, it's a way of living, and I love saying that I'm a runner, and it doesn't give a fuck how fast you go. I'm a runner.
Yeah, for sure. I think, it comes and goes. Like, I think I'm with you, mostly because I'm also old and broken, and I'm not going to run
You're
fast
not
enough
old.
anymore.
You're not old.
No,
We're getting old.
we're getting old. Yeah, it's okay. It happens. But so I broke my knee last year and everything, right? And at that point I was running, a bit, but definitely not, thinking about races and stuff like that. And the 3 months that I spent on the couch, like when I started to be able to move again and run again, like first, like, yeah, I really appreciated just running, but I also was like, I want to race again. I feel like I know I'm not gonna, win anything, but I want to, I came back, and I think it's good to, it's important to know why you're doing stuff, and to just kind of let it come. Like, it's so, yeah, I'm the same. Like this morning I got up and did my run. My back's still a little sore, but I can run still, so it's good. And and I did my 3 times 5 minutes, like a little faster. And like, to me that's like, okay, I've completed, my day. Like, I'm happy with my day. If even if nothing else happens, I'm happy with it. But I don't know, I still feel like the competition is something that I won. But it depends. If there was no competition, I would still be running 100%.
Oh, but like, and I want to be in shape that if I want to jump in a half marathon or whatever, like last year, I went to like 2 weeks before I bought a bib from a person from Toronto that I know, and I booked a hotel, and I went there. But I like the atmosphere and all that stuff. But when I saw my two kids and my girlfriend on the side of the road, I stopped and I kissed them. I remember
Yeah.
once I was like in a run in a 30K in Boucherville, and I
Yeah.
was third.
Yeah.
Local race, whatever. But fuck, I was winning. I was know that I was gonna win like I think $100 or $50, whatever. But you know what? I pee in my short. And I remember like it was yesterday. I fucking let it go. I pee. I wanna finish third. And I fuck it up my brand new shoes. They always smell pee after that. So it ended up that I scrap these shoes and win $50. But you know what? I would never do that again. And that's funny. And it was so hot. I was soaking wet, but
Yeah.
I pee and running and let's go. And if I would having to do a poo, I'd probably poo and pee and finish third with my 50.
Yeah. $50. It's $50. Come on.
$50.
Yeah. So,
Wipe your
okay.
ass and get out of there.
So, next question about your development. So you close your store, you're into running, you're at Boots Condenance, but then when did you start thinking or wanting to be a massage therapist? How did that happen?
But first of all, when I went to Endurance, two businessmen from South Shore contact me to open a running store called Les Fous de la Course.
Okay.
So for me, I was closed that store more in fashion, brand like Diesel, G-Star, all that stuff, the casual. I closed it after 22 years, went to Endurance 2 years, and some two big business boys come and like they told me like a store with gym, juice bar, that focus on running. So
Okay.
I was having both. I was good in retail, and I was starting to be a good, decent runner. I like to say like it was for me. It was like, okay, I get back in life. I wasn't having an opportunity to be a owner of a store again and everything. So it ended up that I went. We did 1 year. It was the craziest running store that I saw in my life. It was beautiful. But we did 1 year and it's fine. It's like that, and we closed it. And after that, I was like, okay, another punch. So I goes, okay, what I do now? So I contact a friend and I went work in a restaurant that he was opening. And I went work during lunch, dîner, what it is, dinner, like
Lunch?
yeah. I was working at lunch, and I was questioning myself what I want to do, what my because I was a kind of like and a turnover in my life, and I always, first of all, getting massage for me, it's something that I think everyone should experiment, and I love to get massage for me. So I was always interesting, and I'm a cuddle person. I'm a tactile person. So I went do a class. It was a weekend to see if I would love it or whatever, and it ended up that I never stopped studying from massage therapists, and I still every day try to find new way, different style, and I'm a passionate person, so I really like it. It's something, and it changed my life in so many ways. Like for example, it was for me the theory, the manual stuff. I kind of having like naturally, but the theory with the book and the exam and all that stuff, anatomy, it
Yeah.
was it was quite fucking hard.
Yeah.
So I had great experience because in that first course that I take, at one point, uh, I was having an exam and I didn't write anything. I was like, it was completely Chinese for me. I was looking at it, I was fuck that shit. So I get out, the first of the, like, probably we're what, 30 in the class, and the first one to stand up and bring my exam to my teacher, and everyone look at me. That's not normal. I was kind of more of the tannant dans la class, like you see that for me it was everyone was know that it was not easy for this.
Yeah.
So anyway, I get out of the class. My teacher came out, Melanie, and she's like, "Okay, you there.
Yeah.
I wish I have a little bit of your talent. You have a gift." And from now on, I realized something. She told me, "We're gonna do it oral. All your exam, all everything, we're gonna do oral and private lesson, private class together, me and her." When she came out with this, after that, I did.
Yeah.
So I learned all my anatomy oral way, and it helped me so much. So I, first of all, met my teacher, became a friend, and even she worked for me sometimes here at my office. And that's it. It was amazing experience to see how people sometimes can have good heart and they're at the good place. Because I wish I had that when I was like 10 years old at school, because I think school is not made for everyone. Like, and me, I was a bit on the side. So it was quite a great experience. And now it's like almost 8 years, 9 years. And I love it. I built my little office with little boutique in it. So that's my little romance. I still have romance with clothing and
Yeah.
product and all that stuff.
Yeah. What tell us about your mural? I'm just looking and I'm seeing there's like hockey sticks in there. There's a runner in there. That's like a custom designed little thing behind you.
Oh, this here. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's a mandala because when I arrived here, it was a square. So I did the walls and everything, and I was having that artist that I work with, and I was like, I want a mandala. I don't know why I saw a mandala in a yoga place, but I was like, I want one, but I want something different that's gonna represent where you at, who I am, and the people that I work with. So she ended up coming with this thing there. I don't know if you see well, but that's a mandala. But you see, you have the wheel, the bicycle wheel. You got
Okay.
the runner. You got the hockey player. You got the Olympic sign, the swimmer.
Ah,
So it's kind of like the total package of what it is, the atmosphere that we have here. And it's funny because I had two hockey players last week, and they come together. They're two friends, but one is getting the massage, the other one's chilling on my Thai massage room. I have a bed on the floor, so I was chilling there. So I tried to create an atmosphere that it's relaxed and it's like we're here to work, but you can also relax because sometimes massage, like you say, you come see me, I'm like, yeah, for sure I have strong hands. Like usually it's not hard for me to give deep tissue, but sometimes you have athletes that comes that they travel, they're tired, and they come see me, and that's my job to sit 2 minutes and see what they need. And sometimes deep tissue, it's not the way that day to do it. So sometimes it's just a flush and head relaxing and all that stuff. But working with all those young people, young athletes, they're passionate. They still driven me, and I love to go just run with elite little runner. And for me, it's like that. Like, and I try to give back things that I didn't have and things that I have when I was young. So I try to be kind of a mentor or a dad that you can talk when you come here. So I'm confident and all that stuff. So that's about it. Yeah.
yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think like people are lucky to have you as a massage therapist. I mean, I think I've said this to you before. I've had a few different, you know, people work on me here and there and stuff like that. And I think, sometimes it's like you just get they kind of have their way and they always do it the same way. But you always are like, okay, what do we need today? What's going on today? And talk to me like I'm a person, which is nice. So yeah, no, that's great. So I want to ask you a bit more about running. Because I mean, you've done pretty well as a runner, and you worked with Vision, a really good coach. What do you think it takes to get faster at running? What do people need to do to get faster at running?
Simple. Time and be patient, because I think like in running, like sometimes you want it too fast. It doesn't go as fast as you want, but it's like level palier, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
and that's for everyone. And I would say 90% of the time, run slow. Like that's one thing that I should learn. The first 2 years that I was running, I was 4:15 per kilometers and jog in the morning, 4:05:35 on the Sunday. It's like I was seeing a guy pass me, my ego saying like, what the fuck, who's this guy? And I was going in the back, whatever. But I learned one thing, and slow, slow jog and run fast and empty the not always empty the tank, because I think even in hard interval you should left some in the tank, like I mean the tank, like you don't finish like you're
Yeah.
but when it's time to run fast, you run fast, and that's probably 2 times per week, shorter interval, longer interval, and a long run on the Sunday or Saturday, whatever. But a lot of people, they I would say, I think women are better in this, like to run slow.
Mm.
But I think everyone, like most of people, they're not in the good zone. And if you have to be in zone 1 and you're zone 2 or 3, the purpose of what you're doing, that's the flush jog that you do, like in the week or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you're not in a good place. So you want climb or having a nice progression slowly, and that's, I think, an athlete should go slowly, good progression, cons, constant
Yeah.
consistency. I hate
Consistency.
that word. Consistency. But that's what I think, and that's what I learned, that I was, maybe I would say, that's one thing that people were telling me. If you have, when you jog, it's slow. So a good trick, you should run with a heart rate, and you stay there with a good cadence, and like cadence like your feet,
Yeah.
like, and you stay at 120 heart rate when you're in a jog and whatever. But I think having some numbers, some people is gonna put them relaxed. Now what I do, I like to run sometimes, just breathe when it's easy. I breathe only by the nose. So trust me, you're gonna relax yourself if you only breathe by the nose, because
Yeah.
you're gonna be like.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned how to pace myself to be very easy and relaxed, and that's good for like everyone. You think Kipchoge is running at 4 per kilometers every day? Not at all. I'm sure he has very slow jog, and he's just like. But I think one thing important in running is the cadence.
Mm-hmm.
That's, some people can work on it, and that's one thing that should be aware. When it's slow, and your heart rate and the cadence, you blend that in your receipt.
Yeah, makes sense. So it's like your company or whatever, Slow Living. That's your brand, right?
Yeah, slow living, Atletica.
Yeah, yeah. So same principles apply to running. So another thing about you that we talk about sometimes is your kids. You got kids. I've got kids, and we talk about like what they do. So tell us what kind of activities and sports do you have your kids doing? Because I think sometimes, people have interesting and different ideas about what kids should do for sports. So, but I like what, when you talk about what your kids are doing, I like that. So I want you to share what you've got them doing.
But my kid, I run with Emil. Emil is 6 years old, and I have my Rila that it's 3 years old, and I run with Emil like I would say once a week or sometimes a little bit more, but we do 3K, 2K, and it's funny to see. He's light and he's like his stamina is so crazy, and it's it's he loves it, and so it's great to see because you see me every morning. They see me all the time. You go run, daddy. You're all wet. No bisou, no kiss because I'm wet and all that stuff. So they see each other. Even my girlfriend's a runner too. She loves running, and but it's like I would like if I look the people that I grow with and I play hockey with and everything, they all have young kids that play hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, I'm come from the hockey. I have no if he wants to play, I will 100% go, but I didn't push that. I don't know if it's because when I was young I got pressure from my fathers and things like that that makes me not really want him to play hockey or my little girl to play hockey. And that's another thing with kids. I think you let them do whatever they want to do. Like, and the funniest thing, I was at my place with my girlfriend, my mother, my father, the kids, everyone were eating, and my father out of nowhere came out and he goes, "Ouais, Yannick, j'aimerais ça m'excuser. I want to say sorry." And I'm like, "Why? Why you want to say sorry?" He goes, "I want to say sorry for all the pressure that I put you in hockey when you're young and growing up." And I was like, "Dad, don't worry.
Yeah.
First, okay, I take it, thank you. But you make me learn so many things.
Mm-hmm.
You make me learn how to, when you want something, you got to work hard to achieve it. I'm disciplined. I love sports. He give me all kind of stuff. But in my head, I goes to him. My answer was like, Dad, thank you, I appreciate, but now it's time for me as a dad to be a 2.0 version of you. Not that you're not good.
Yeah.
You give me love. I love you, dad, but I have to change a few things. It's 22 years that I don't drink alcohol. I'm not in an AA association or meeting or whatever. I just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's the best gift that I had. But that's from father and son and father and son. It was having alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I just broke that line from father, and my father doesn't drink no more too. But and I'm proud of him. But I said to myself, no, I'm not gonna make this for my kids, the alcohol and all that stuff. So I stopped it, and it's the best gift that I offered myself mentally and physically. So for my kids, what they do, yeah, running this that, but they do jujitsu. So that's grappling, fighting. I would say like it's a fighting sports, but it's no punch, no nothing. So what I like, it's no brain damage, no contact.
Yeah.
And I find for the to manage their anger, to manage their way of feeling. I remember Emil, the first time he got choked by a kid that he was like having more experience, and he was like kind of like his first experience with getting like getting someone on you stronger and more experienced. So I remember it was he get out, cry, I want to leave, he bark and everything. But now it's a year, and I see that young man, young little guy there changing so much with his emotion and how he react, and it's like the respect of the coach and all that stuff. I think it's great for kids, and for my little one, she's 3 years old. She start, when they're gonna be like she's gonna be 12 years old. A little guy is gonna come and she's gonna broke her his arm, and that's it. I want her to know how to fight, but. Yeah, but they play soccer, they play whatever they want. But for me, I think fighting sports, it's good for them to learn their anger, how they are inside, and how to self defense. So I like jujitsu.
Yeah, Yeah, that's great for sure. Like it's funny because my kids do play hockey, and I did not play hockey growing up at all. And it was really just it was because of their friends. Like they had Mike had a friend who and interestingly, so his friend's parents were American and they had moved here, and the mom had played very high level like NCAA basketball. So they're a very athletic sport family. And then I think his his grandfather, like the kid's dad's dad, was like a really big baseball coach, you know, and like in high school baseball in the States is like it's like high level. So like they're a very sporting family. And so they were here. And as Americans, they were like, well, we should play hockey because we're in Canada, you know. So they put their
Yeah.
kid in hockey, and because Mike was friends with Brock, you know, they're like, hey, you want to try hockey? And they were kind of so I was like, okay, sure. And I was like, Mike, you want to do this? He's like, yeah, let's go. So he did it because his friend was doing it. So, you know, and then he got started, and then he was like, he just decided once he got out there and kind of looked around, he's like, I'm the goalie. So that it's, you know, it's all him. Like, I don't, you know, yeah, it doesn't have anything to do with me. Like, whatever he wants to do, I'll be happy to do. Like, he, same with me, you know, they see me running. And so a few years ago, he was like, I want to do a race. I want to do a race. And I was like, okay. So we went and did like the LaSalle, you know, with a 1K, and I ran with him, and, you know, he ran the whole way. I was pretty impressed. I think he was like 5 or something. And you know, and then after he's like, okay, the next race I really want to like train for it. And I was like, okay, hold on, like we're not gonna train. And you know, in the summer he just rides his bike everywhere. They do swim lessons, so he's a good swimmer. He's gonna start. So another thing happened where his friend's dad contacted me and said, hey, you know, Nico's gonna try water polo. I know Mikey is in a swim class. He's a good swimmer. Does he want to try water polo? So I was like, I asked Mike, I'm like, you want to do water polo with Nico? And he's like, yeah, sure. So, you know, it's just, I think trying lots of different things and yeah, and just being able to have an outlet, move their bodies. He did judo for a while too, which like, to your point about the fighting sports, like I think it's really good to have that controlled outlet for aggression, and it's also like self-awareness of the body, like to know how to move your body, to know how to fall, and
Yeah.
and like you said, for your daughter or for anybody to like a bit of self-defense, like just to know how to defend yourself. So but you know, the problem is with hockey being, you know, 3 times a week, that it conflicted with judo, so he hasn't been back to judo.
No.
But anyway, I mean, it's so good. Yeah, and the younger one, he was like so desperate to play hockey from a young age because his brother was doing it, and so now this year finally he got to start, so he's happy. But it's just like once a week and everything. But it's great. It's so much fun to see them, you know, do sports because they improve so much. And like you know, I've been, you know, coaching running a little bit less now since the new year, since like I kind of gave Justin the reins for Concordia and all that. And but I have been coaching hockey, and it's just funny to coach like 9 year olds instead of like university athletes. The younger kids are very like they listen, but then they don't necessarily like do the thing the first time. You tell them a couple times and then they do it. But then when you see them figure something out, it's like it's really nice. So
That's amazing. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. So I think that's, I mean, as to the audience, as you can tell, Yannick is a good man. He's a father. You know, he works with his hands, makes an honest living with his hands. Um, you know, he's a runner, and just for the love of running. So I really appreciate you coming and sharing all your stories with us. And is there anything else you want to add before we stop that you want to share with people? Maybe your
I
Instagram so
would
people
say,
can find you.
I would, you can add me on my Instagram. It's Yannick Lapierre, 3N on Yannick, and you can contact me for anything. Like I like to talk. I like to have conversation with people. But to end up that morning together, I want to say first, thank you. It's an honor for me to have that you take time to offer me to do your podcast, and you have the respect about me, about that I'm father, that I'm a runner, and I work, and that just saying like I'm a good man, I would say thank you very much for that, because for me it's a great compliment. And uh, the day I realized that I was sensitive as a man changed my life a lot. And I'm very sensitive for those little things that you say about me. And I want to say thank you. And you're a great meet in the last few years of my life. That's I can say that you're a great. It's great that I meet you.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
one of the greatest meeting that I had in the last few years.
Thanks. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And so yeah, so we'll see you soon. You know, I think we have the next massage booked, so I'll be
It's
there.
already in my schedule, man.
All right. Thank you.